What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you'll have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Friday, July 26, 2024. Sound Off Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Sound Off Friday. Sound Off Friday is not so much about me, but it's about letting people get their voice heard. And as you can see tonight, the question that's going to be asked of everyone: do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? There's no right or wrong answers. If you support her, hey, call in. If you don't support her, call in. There's no right or wrong answers. Anybody that I ask to call in, that is something that we just need you to do. If not, then you're going to have to move around because if you're going to say something, then stand on it, on the show. So before we get started with that, let me check the back channels and see how many people that we have in the back. I don't have nobody back there yet, so I can go ahead on and do while the link to the calls will be pinned in the chat. So we'll go ahead on and get started with our devotional for today. And let's see where we at. All right. Devotional for today. What do we need to do? Okay. I guess I'll do this one today. Y'all may get two of them. I don't know, but we'll start off with this one.
People say the key to fixing the problems is education. But I say education is not the answer. Why bother? And what do they do in college anyway? Oh, they go there. They party, get drunk for 4-5 years, and end up just as ignorant as when they came in. You ever seen these fraternities and sororities? You ever seen these things? Silliest ever seen in my life. You think Aristotle turned to Achilles and said, hey, let's create a fraternity and jump up and down barking like dogs? Hell no. White man out there getting Nobel Prizes and doing business deals in the fraternities. Jumping up and down with candy canes and doing all kinds of silly with their hands. I got something for a fraternity of bananas up a tree.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the world famous Uncle Ruckus talking about these fraternities and sororities that's in a lot of these colleges, AKA a lot of them attached to the boule. The boule is not for the working class black man or woman. They're not for the middle class black man or woman. We talking about definitely the upper ranks. I'm not talking about maybe people that just join. It has nothing to do with that, just working their job every day. But a lot of times when you come to these, why I don't like groups too much is because groups just kind of prioritize their little thing. So it's like a tribalism. I'm very against tribalism. That's for sure. So tonight, Sound Off Friday is about the people. If you called in before, then if I recognize you, then we're going to let some new people come up. Definitely want to get the brothers on, the sisters on. And if I see, brothers and sisters in, I'll let one of each get on and go back and forth. And that's really how that will work. Before we get started, while more people coming on in, share with everybody. The Ethiopia trip, you have about 10 spots left. People, a lot of times get paid Thursday or Friday. So this would be a good day to secure your spot on the Ethiopia trip. And make sure that, you look at it on african-diasporanews.org/Ethiopia, and you can kind of see what's going on, and you're not secure till you put in your deposit. I think the deposit is, $199, and then you can make payments. It's in March of 2025. Just letting you know that. Also, make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. When you get there, create an account. And from there, when you create an account, then you will have, you can do it monthly, quarterly, or yearly. To answer some questions I got last night or just some comments, I had some people come and just talk to me about the app itself. One person was telling me they couldn't make comments. When y'all tell me something, I check immediately and I go start investigating. You can make comments on the app. You can. Another person was saying that something along the lines of it was a lot going on for them, something to that effect. I didn't really know what that meant. I know one part of it I'm eventually decouple from the app because I know I'm going to separate the Phillip Scott Show completely from that app and completely everything from the AD&C website. I'm probably going to create a whole nother website for that, because I got a whole nother game plan I'm going to do with the Phillip Scott Show and that. So I'll probably just decouple that. That's probably more so later in the year of 2025 as we develop more content and show ideas that we have for the Phillip Scott Show. But anyway, with that being said, but anything that y'all have, like say ideas or whatever, I'm open to it. Just come to our contact page. I'll discuss it with them. I was like, hey, what do we need to do this, that, and the third? There's some other things that I want in the big major update we want to do with the app. But we just have to get funding, to do that. That's going to probably run us about $18,000 for the update that we need to do. So that's just being real with y'all. Everything is a cost. Nothing's free to do anything. So on top of our regular expenses, bills, here, payroll, all of that. So, yeah, so anything that someone decides to donate, and I don't say donate, if you just join the app and just keep supporting us on the app to help us get our 10,000 members, and that's all the support we need right there. We prefer y'all just be on the app. I'd rather have 10,000 members on the app than the subscribers we got here, because at least the people on the app, it will make sure everything go right? Definitely. So with that being said, let me check in the background, and I don't see the Cadillac person. Cadillac, you say you're going to call in. I need you to call in, put in your name at the bottom, Cadillac, and then you will be coming up here. And if not, we'll just make sure you just go on a permanent vacation. I need to see who you are. Issa Du Morris Shia. At least let me see you a real person. You're going to have to be on camera, but let me see you are a real person. And that's kind of how that's going to have to work. Derek, I see you down there, Derek. So let me switch my screen real quick, Derek. Where my screen at? There we go. Okay, Issa, I see you. You're a real person. Gotcha, brother. Gotcha. Derek, where you went, brother? Derek disappeared. All right. Well, I guess I got to get the first brother on. So let me go ahead on and get myself on the screen. All right. Issa Demorish. Yeah, you on. Get you up here on screen. You gotta unmute yourself, brother.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you completely.
Okay, there's no echo, is it? Because I got my headphones in.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to say, man, I listen to your show all the time, man. It's positive. I love the African Diaspora Network. It's
yes, sir.
It's a very, very, very. I consider it a classroom. I'm a Muslim brother, but I study any and everything. Oh, walaikum salam, brother. But I just, with what's going on now, honestly, man, it's really the downfall of America, man. Stuff over here, like the movie Idiocracy, I had to rewatch it last night, and it's just like pure truth of what the current government is and just the overall morality and how people treat each other from day to day. Not saying that everybody's bad, but I'm just saying the culture of the country is horrible.
But brother, let me stop you right there. Let me get to the main meat so we can go ahead and answer this. And I'm with you. But do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Okay, can you explain why?
Well, for number one, as far as lineage wise, number one, she's not my lineage. Not that that is an end all be all, but them portraying her as all of a sudden this black woman, it really bothers me, because if you're portraying her as a black woman, and when people say black, generally they mean black American, even though you can use it for any African brother for around the world. But when they use the term black, it's generally for the black American. And she's not a black American at all. Her father was Jamaican and West Indian, and her mother is pure Indian, as in Hindu Indian from India. So she's not part of my lineage at all. So I take it as a disrespect for her to be parading and paraded around as a black woman. Number two, like, she locked up a lot of brothers for weed in the most weed endorsed state in America, which is California. You know what I mean? And not only did she lock brothers up, in some cases she kept brothers past their time. You know, so like I can't support that. And I don't say that I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. There are some things within the Republican Party that I support because it agrees with my faith and my way of living. There's some things that I don't. But overall, I just cannot support, you know, and it's not if you are of the LGBT persuasion, that's fine and dandy. But pushing that forward before you even push a black issue, and then the hate crime bill for Asians and everything that has come up under, and it's also her administration because she's Biden's vice president. So whatever he does reflects on her. I can't vote for it. It makes no sense to me. And then also, lastly but not least, I think about the world standing. You know, when you send her over here to talk to some of these Muslim leaders, they're not going to respect her at all. Also because of her. Yeah. Also, but I deal with them all the time. I've been Muslim since I was 12 years old. I turned 35 next week.
Okay.
And they're not going to respect her. Her views, even like I was talking to one of my brothers, and he stays in Saudi Arabia. And he was talking to me. He was like, man, this is going to be our president. And it showed her when she was welcoming the dude in a dress into the White House. I don't know what it was or what gathering it was. Maybe it was for Pride Month. I don't know what it was. But she was welcoming the guy in the White House, and he's in a full-on dress. And he basically told me, he was like, man, Allah help y'all, because it's going to go downhill if she get in there. You know what I mean? So I just can't support her in any form or fashion. Even though I'm also against Trump's policies as far as the Middle East, either way, they're still going to send billions to the Middle East, to certain countries, either party. So that's out of the question. So, but I have to go with President Trump just on the fact that he's a strong leader. And what I mean by strong leader, I'm not talking about just saying that he's a strong leader just because. I'm talking about in the way that other countries' leaders treat him. You know what I mean? So like, representation is big.
I definitely understand you, and you stated your points. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I got to get other people on. So, you be blessed.
Yep, you too, Brother Phil. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. I see you, Mr. Jupiter Ice, back there. Yeah, I see you're a real person. So let me see here. Well, okay. Miss Kitty Cat MC, because, you know, I go from men to women if I see that. So, Kitty Cat, are you ready to get on? Miss Kitty Cat back there? I see you looking somewhere else. Miss Kitty Cat, you ready? Miss Kitty Cat, you on? You notice you on? She looking somewhere else, y'all. You have to unmute yourself. You're not unmuted. I don't hear you. Nope. Don't hear you. No. I'm gonna let you go ahead and fix that. I'll get somebody else on. All right, let's see here. Let me see here. Let me go to Jupiter Ice.
Hey, good evening there, Phil. I'm just letting you know, I'll watch a show whenever I get a chance. So I guess we just start off from there. Like the previous male caller said, and I've been deployed to the Middle East. I'm an Army vet. The Islamic countries.
Well, let's start off with the main question. Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no, and why?
Oh, no. Honestly, just like your previous caller said, well, I'll touch on the main part. It's one, she's not black, and I'm just going to be honest with you, and she supports the LGTB movement, and it's nothing but a symbolism. None of the policies, it's pretty much she's just a coattail of Biden. It's just none of the policies that she has forefront, even as well as from Biden, does not do anything for the average American man, yet alone black man. It doesn't show like economics. And me, I'm a Second Amendment supporter. I mean, I think the whole country should be constitutional carry, but that's another story. But she doesn't support that, and she's foregoing with reproductive rights, which I don't understand that, and you're beginning it being pushed to the black community. And at the same token, her borders are role, which she messed that up. But going to the foreign policy, I had a revelation. If she wins, these world leaders, they're just going to look at us. If you Putin and think Xi Jinping, they're pretty much going to get together and they're going to be like, you know what, we about to run this real quick. And then got Kim Jong-un up north. I got a feeling they'll give China will give Kim Jong-un the nod to go on down south as China go to Taiwan, and then the Middle East will just act the fool. And I just think in America we're just done socially. But that's just my take.
Okay. All right. Well, brother, I appreciate you. Well, thank you very much.
No problem. Much obliged.
All right. Let's see here. Dominique, could you show yourself on at the bottom down there? Like you don't have to be on camera showing yourself. I just want to see you're a real human being. Oh, you a brother. Shout out to Dominique as a brother. I thought that was a lady. Well, let's let Dominique come on. You want to be on camera or not, Dominique?
But if you like, that's fine.
All right, what's up, brother Dominique?
What's good, Phil?
All right, same question. Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no, and why?
That's a big no, and I'm gonna apologize. That's a straight hell no. Since I live out of Florida.
What are your reasons?
Big reasons. Last time I did support Kamala back in 2020, and I thought she was gonna do some work for us, but unfortunately, every time I see her, she's one of the most awkward politicians I ever saw in my life. And my big reason is like, why is she smiling? Like every time I see her, like every time she still do, and she personally just locking brothers up. So she's not looking out for us. Like every time, straight desperate, this, that, and the third. That's not gonna help us out. Gonna put you back in the office, and even if we did, which we're not. You're gonna do 10 times as work as you did last time. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not apologizing for you for that. We didn't forget what you did. No, we're not gonna do that. You didn't support us. I'm sorry.
So I take it you wasn't on that black men call on Boule Martin's platform raising money for Kamala.
Mm-hmm. She can forget that.
You wasn't over there. All right.
Okay.
Well, all right, brother.
Okay. One last thing before I go. I did support your app. I
Uh-huh.
personally enjoy it. Could you recommend a search engine?
A search engine?
Sure.
Man, I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. I mean, some people use DuckDuckGo for privacy reasons. It could be, you want Google, you want Bing. I mean, it's most up to you, my brother.
Just on your app. Other than that, it's really
Oh,
good.
on the app. Okay, okay. No, I don't
Yep.
have a search engine there. Maybe not as yet. But brother, I'm gonna let somebody on. But appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Let me get somebody. Lady N, could you show that that you're a person there, and then we can go there. I see your hand, but I see your hand. I'm talking about you as a person. I'm not. You don't have to be on camera. I just need to see that you're a real person at the bottom. Okay. All right. Add to. Okay, you on stage. You on
I am.
stage. You on stage. Okay, Lady N, got a question. Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris? You on live?
I'm
Yes or
sorry.
no?
Yes, I do.
And do what?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I said yes, I do, and I am going to be voting for
Okay,
her.
can you turn down the background I'm hearing myself? So I want the audience to be able to hear you correctly. You got it. You got that taken care of, Lady N. Ma'am.
Oh, come on.
Okay, she I didn't remove her, ladies and gentlemen. She for some reason got off. She said she was a Kamala Harris supporter. Okay, so let's see if Miss Kitty Cat is back. You got it now?
I got it. I got it.
All right, good. All right. Okay, same question. Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no?
No, I do not support her. If you remember me the last time, I was telling you how.
I remember you, but I don't like. But hey, people mind can change in a week.
No, I'm not changing. All my fears, all the things that I dislike about her are still the same. I could go look at research her policies. They don't line up with my principles. And like the brother said earlier, he was saying how she's not a Black American and she doesn't support us. She doesn't stand with us. And you remember that video clip where she says, "I'm not going to do anything, something just only for Black people." So therefore, after
You
I
mean
heard
you
her say
mean
that,
you mean? Hold on. You mean this one? You mean this
So
one?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
That one?
yeah, I'm not. Yeah. So ever since she said that, I've always not been with her. And I told you I wanted Donald Trump, but I told you what they was going to do. They was going to use They was going to use Joe Biden and slide her in. She going to be the president, y'all. It's so many people that really do support Kamala Harris, and it's crazy to me. Like even the people that I've talked to in Ubers or in the street. I live in Washington D.C. Like they are so happy. Black people, white people. It's sickening, y'all. She gonna be president. Mark my word.
Well, let's. This is how I feel about it. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but still lost the election, right? In
Right.
2016. I don't think she gonna get it that easy. I'm not saying that Trump gonna win the landslide, but they got a black man problem. Let me tell you why they got a black man problem. I talked about this in my podcast. It's gonna be later on tonight.
Okay.
So somebody I know here, I'm not gonna say who it was because he didn't tell me to say their name. A city councilman came to this person, and if you know anything about Houston itself, Houston is like straight up Democrat.
Right.
This city councilman came to the person I know and said, "Hey, we got a major black men problem. I don't think black men gonna vote for Kamala Harris. What could we do to change this?" Because he was very concerned that black men were not gonna show up for Kamala Harris. So they know that behind the scenes about black. And I'm not saying some black women like you, but they feel that more black women will vote for her than black men.
Right, that's true. And I agree because they see the policies. They're not blind. Although the world would like to think that black men aren't intelligent, they just have no clue that black men are very intelligent. I mean, black people, we are the supreme being. I'm not even going to go there. But
Right.
anyway, I'm just saying, it's just it's ridiculous to me that she is crazy. It's so she has so much support that you think, oh, she's not gonna win. And you have to think like America. They won a race war. You know, our sister just got killed in her house a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
When
Sonya
they
Massey.
take that, when they take it from Donald Trump, I'm telling you, that's what's gonna set everything off. It's gonna set all the people off. That's my point. That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
well, last time they used something like this with George Floyd to catapult Biden into the White House.
Right.
Now, you notice so far, Kamala's been real quiet about Sonya Massey
Right. She ain't said a word.
because they're trying to strategize how they can stir black people up to go vote for her and use that. They're coming up with a strategy right now. So when she could come out and say something about it, eventually it's going to be a strategy to figure something out where she can, say something about Donald Trump in the mix and say, vote for me. I'm going to stop that from happening. The
Right.
same trick that they pulled in 2020.
Yeah, I agree with you. You are on it. You are spot on. And I'm telling you, soon as they try to say that Kamala win, and we all know she don't got enough supporters. We know that black men not voting for her. We know that most white men most definitely not voting for her. I'm telling you, just as soon as they try to sneak in and steal election again, that's gonna be another insurrection. But it ain't gonna be no insurrection. It's gonna be a whole civil war up in this joint.
Ain't gonna be no silver nothing because I ain't fighting none. I ain't
Oh,
fighting that
I'm
battle.
not fighting
My people have
either.
fought
I'm gonna
enough.
be in my house minding my business because I'm gonna mind
Yeah,
my
that's
black
right.
business.
That's
I'm
right.
minding my black business. But I'm gonna let
That's
the
right.
fools that want to be out there, y'all can have at it because I'm gonna be inside. But yeah,
That's
I
right.
just feel like
Protect
that's
my
what's gonna
place of
happen.
being in my family. But
Right.
all right, sister, I'm gonna let you go. The sister that supports Kamala, she came back up, so I want to get her
Yes,
back in
get
so she
her
can.
up. Get her up. Okay.
All right, sister. All right, take care. All right, the sister lady in. You can't.
Yes,
You hear
I'm
me
here.
now?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you the question. I'll let you go through it. So you do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no,
I
and why?
do. I do. I support
Okay,
her
and why
for
do you support her?
president because I think she's very qualified. I think she has a lot of experience that can definitely help our country go in the right direction. And I know her record from the things she's done in the past, along with the things she's done in the Biden administration. And I think that they're good policies, and I agree with her values.
Okay, and what policies that you feel that was very helpful to the black community specifically? Not a lift all program, but specifically for black Americans, what policies did she push? You can
Good.
educate me because I don't know
Oh,
everything.
that's fine. That's fine. So she has taken on a role as an attorney general, prosecutor, and a district attorney, and she was elected to all those positions, not selected. So people in the city of San Francisco and Oakland, they wanted their communities to be cleaned up. So she helped to clean up the crime situation they had down there. I know a lot of people like to say that she's responsible for jailing a lot of black men. That might be true to some extent, but it was totally outside of her control because prosecutors, attorney generals, and district attorneys do not create the laws, they just enforce them. So the way
Okay,
to
sister, can I
remedy
stop you
that,
right there? I have some
okay,
questions. So that's some
okay, I was
questions.
gonna finish
Okay.
making a point, but
No, no,
okay.
no, no, no. Because I have to ask questions before I forget my train of thought. Because if you know why you're gonna support her, you can pick up on it. Okay. Do prosecutors have discretion in the law?
They definitely do to decide what laws they want to enforce and which ones they don't. You are correct on that.
Okay. So we both agree prosecutors has discretion. So
Yes.
for a state like California, right, who's very, very pro marijuana, right, and they will still kind of lax, kind of even back in that time period. Prosecutors have discretion. Why did she jail almost 2,000 black people for that and kind of ruin their lives? Just a
So
question.
my
I'm just
Wait
a
a
question.
minute. Wait a minute. So let me continue making my point. So what I was trying to say was after she enforced those laws that were not things that she created herself, because that's done by the legislative branch of the United States government. What people needed to do, which they eventually did under Attorney General Eric Holder, was vote people into the system locally that can go in and make those changes to the policies that are not doing positive things in their community. People blaming her for something that they could have remedied by participating in local elections is disingenuous. And I feel that they didn't give her an opportunity to actually show what she was doing in her job career field. Now, another thing I wanted to say was, in addition to her working in that capacity within her community, she also started programs to actually help inmates by helping them to be enrolled in school and also helping them to learn certain trade programs so that they can seamlessly integrate into society when they come out of it. People don't talk about that. They also don't talk about her record. Yes.
Ma'am.
Mhm.
Yes, I got another question. Then, okay, I'm all for helping inmates. Definitely, I support helping inmates all day long. But let me ask you a question: why was she keeping inmates in jail longer than what they were supposed to help do prison work? And a judge had to get on to her about that to release these people. How is that helping inmates? I'm just trying to figure that part out.
So you're saying that she put inmates in jail longer than they were supposed to, and
Kept them longer in jail than they were supposed to. You can look it up, ma'am. A judge has to get those people released.
Wasn't that a law that's on the book for her to use?
Man, she kept them in jail longer than they were supposed to. They were supposed to get out, and she kept them there. We're talking about the state of California, and a judge had to tell her they had to be released from prison.
So I'm not sure what her rhyme or reasoning is behind that, but I do know that under the Obama administration, Eric Holder was able to amend some of these laws that were on the book to release people who were spending longer times in jail than is necessary. So that was.
Ma'am, let me ask you a question. Do you support law and order? I
support there being law and order because I don't want chaos in my community. Of course.
No, so when Donald Trump talks about law and order, you support that, correct?
What I don't support is looking at people's talks and not watching their actions. Actions speak louder than words, and that's what I live by.
Okay, that has nothing to do with what I just said. Do you know when Donald Trump say law and order? So that means you support that, correct?
Donald Trump saying something and Donald Trump doing something are two different things. So far, he hasn't done anything that's benefited me or my community.
I'm talking about law and order, not what he's done to benefit you, me, or anybody else. I'm talking about when he speak about law and order. So you support that, correct?
I support law and order, yes.
Okay. Thank you. You support law and order because you have to support law and order to support the candidate that you're supporting. I'm just trying to get to where you're at. Okay, what about Matrice Richardson?
But I'm an independent voter.
But you're independent. Beautiful.
Yes, I am.
But you support Vice President Kamala Harris, and I'm just trying to understand, and maybe the audience wants to understand, your reasoning, and it's good you're here. I'm glad you're here. But
and I have a long list of things
Richardson.
I have a long list of things that she's done that I support, which is why I'm voting for her. And you haven't let me finish that.
Okay, well, you mentioned her record in California, so that's why I was going there. Okay, what's the second reason why you support her? Just give me number 2.
The second reason is I'm a teacher and a professor, so she has actually helped to retrieve the pensions for public employees, which include cops, firefighters, professors, and teachers when their pensions were wiped out by bad practices. So she helped to put together a $1.5 billion settlement fund to give back those people their pension monies that were gambled and wiped away. And she also helped to put people back in their into proper mortgages when they were having predatory mortgages packaged for them by greedy banks and greedy companies. So I thought that was a very noble thing for her to do. And it's actually affected mostly Latinos and African Americans.
I fully don't know all those policies, so I'm just going to take you at your word. Okay, so now in 2024, she's running for president. What policies are you supporting with her that would help Black people, descendants of slaves,
I'm also a descendant of slaves, but I'm from the Caribbean and South America, so I'm also a descendant of slaves.
Okay, so you're a descendant of Caribbean slaves.
Correct, and South American.
But you're not a descendant of American slaves.
But I've been living over here for a long time, so I'm.
But lineage. I mean, no, I'm not discounting you, but lineage is lineage, right? I mean, I'm a freedman, you're a descendant of a Caribbean slave. It's okay. I mean, I'm not
And South
discounting
American slave.
slavery.
Yeah, same boat ride, different stops.
Well, I mean, it's a different experience because the Caribbeans got their nations back. We still fighting in the good fight, at least on that. So, but we're not here to discuss that. But it's good you told me your background. Are you in the Divine Nine?
Am I in the what?
Divine Nine? Are you a sorority?
No, I was not in a sorority because I did not go to a black school, unfortunately. I wish I did.
Okay. All right. So is there any other policy that Kamala Harris is running on right now that you say, what, I got to vote for her because she's going to do this?
Well, their unemployment right now is 3.5, which is great. And their inflation rate is under 5%. So that means that I'm able to get better rates on a lot of things that will benefit me and other people of color and other Americans within the United States, right? They just recently passed the Chip and Science Act law, which allows for them to build more things within the United States and create jobs for people who do manufacturing and technology jobs. So that's really great. Then there's the bipartisan infrastructure law, which allows them to invest within their city. I live in Texas. I live in North Texas. I see them building lots of highways here, lots of roads, repairing all of the sewage pipes. All those things take a lot of money, and it's helping to make our infrastructure stronger and better. And it's giving lots of
ma'am, let me. So everything you're talking about, that's a function of government. We pay taxes for you to build roads, bridges, upgrade the airports. What are you supporting her for to do for Black Americans or Black people in general, African people, Caribbean people like yourself? What are you supporting her for that's going to help you specifically, not a function of government, but something specific that's tied to us?
I wouldn't say all those things are just a system of government. Those are things that they sign into law to create those benefits and perks for citizens, and we love it. So the other thing is debt relief.
Ma'am, that is a function of government. I pay taxes, you pay taxes, so they can take care of the highways, so they can take care of the power grid.
Well, let me just say this.
Our critical infrastructure.
When you go to other countries overseas, not all these things are being done.
We're not talking about other countries. I've been to other countries, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about the election in this country.
Yeah, so I'm saying, you said it's a function of government. Not every government does this. So,
ma'am, I'm not worried about other countries in this stream. Listen, when we talk about Africa and everywhere else, we got plenty of news stories for that. We're talking about right here, United States. Mm-hmm. This is the conversation.
So they have a debt relief program, which I also really like because that's going to help to erase some of the debt relief for people who have loan issues.
Okay, do you know the majority of Black Americans don't have student loan debt?
Well, I do. So because I went to grad school, so I
do. And if they forgave yours, I'm happy for you. But what about the majority of Black Americans who's suffering with debt right now that didn't come from college? What about them?
Well, hopefully there are some programs for them. We'll have to watch and see. Another thing I also support,
ma'am. So why aren't you pressing Kamala Harris to get rid of everybody's debt? Well,
she hasn't even become the main candidate yet. We have to wait for the convention.
Come on. All the delegates say they're going to vote for her. She is running out here. The Democrats have anointed her as their candidate. Come on, ma'am.
It's presumptive, but it's not official yet.
Are we going to do this, ma'am?
Yeah, so pretty much she's done a lot of things from her past career, and also they have a lot of things that they're doing right now, and I'm excited about it.
Ma'am, are you reading a script?
No, I'm not. I'm talking to you from an authentic part of my heart.
Because everything you say you're supporting her for is really not going to be beneficial to Black Americans. I'm just hearing it as a voter because I'm a registered voter. Mm-hmm. I don't hear anything that's going to be specific to Black Americans that she's going to do.
Okay.
You basically telling me that's a continuation of Joe Biden. That's basically what you're telling me.
Some of the things she's doing, I'm sure, will be a continuation of Joe Biden, and I didn't have a problem with some of the things that he did because it actually benefited me in a positive way.
So you was cool with the Asian hate crime bill, right?
I said some of the things. I didn't say everything. And no, I was actually surprised that they didn't do one for Black Americans.
So you still going to support her even though, because see, you got to think about it. That hate crime bill actually covers her and her people, but she didn't do nothing for black people.
We have to watch what she does when she goes in.
Oh, no. At least my opinion, I haven't seen nothing yet. She ain't put no policies up. She ain't said nothing for black people. All that, I'm black adjacent, and I'm
well, you know
cooking
what
greens.
you could
That's
do,
just not gonna work.
because you're one of those people who are media on YouTube. Why don't you start like a Zoom and then invite her so we can drill her with questions?
Ma'am, you're talking before, ma'am, there's 2,000 people here right now listening to you. Why do I need to start some hidden thing where everybody can't hear it? We don't need to hide anything we're saying.
I'm saying you can have it open here for her to come, invite her to come so we can ask her questions.
Ma'am, I would invite Vice President Harris and Donald Trump to talk, both of them.
Okay.
So no, anybody can come here and talk. We'll go where they're at to sit down and talk with them. Don't matter to me.
Okay.
I would love to ask her some questions. I would love to. All right, man. Well, thank you. I greatly appreciate you for coming on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. You got some people that's in here. Let's go here. Michael, you're on.
Hi, Phil. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Long time.
Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes, no, or why?
No, I don't. I do not support Kamala Harris at all because I already know what kind of president she is, and I definitely know her policies very well from inside out. She's a neoliberal Democrat who has not really changed her views when it comes to criminal justice, fixing the economy. So it's pretty much the same policies from the past, like Bill Clinton, for example. Bill Clinton started mass incarceration, three strikes law. So yeah, she's definitely going to continue maintaining Clinton's policies when it comes to not reforming, when it comes to not ending qualified immunity. But the problem with ending qualified immunity is the internal disciplinary system in the police departments that makes it very difficult to prosecute police or charge police officers for brutality. But I digress. But other than that, Phil, I know you like to talk about the red and blue. You like to talk about the red and blue. I think it's very important you need to talk about Dr. Jill Stein because she has a black agenda for foundational Black American descendants of slavery. She supports cash payment reparations in the form of cash. She supports ending qualified immunity over Kamala Harris, who has not provided any substance at all. And I know earlier before you said that Dr. Jill Stein doesn't have a chance because she does not receive enough ballots in 50 states because the problem is the Democrats who don't want Jill Stein to run for president in 2024.
You say this Republicans and Democrats?
You mean Democrats suing Jill Stein, right? Yeah, it's
no. It's Democrats and Republicans join together against third parties. That's the truth.
Oh yeah, of course, you're right. But I want to say mainly Democrats. For sure, Democrats don't want Dr. Jill Stein to run for office, and there's been a lawsuit that's been going on, and I think it's still pending because Dr. Jill Stein had experienced lawsuit from the DNC, and she's trying to get access ballot in 50 states. But I'll say this: that Dr. Jill Stein is making progress, and you probably want to give her a chance. Just want to.
Well, you know what? Well, this is what I would do. I would get Kellen to reach out to her and see if she'd like to come on for an interview, and I'll ask her those pertinent questions about Black people.
Yeah, that sounds.
I'll do that.
Yeah, that sounds fair enough. And by the way, I noticed in the past videos, you supported universal health care, but when you said a flat tax, very skeptical because a flat tax cannot pay for universal health care. It's going to have to require progressive taxes, especially on those who make millions, billions, and trillions. And people who make $400,000, $500,000 to get a tax cut of 10%. People who $500,000 up, 15%, 20%, etc.
Well, let me say this: why I support a flat tax. Other countries are actually doing it and actually raise more tax revenue with doing a flat tax. I forgot, is it not Luxembourg? I forgot what I think is it Luxembourg? One of the places.
It's probably Switzerland.
And because with a flat tax, hold on, Michael. With a flat tax, nobody gets around the system. These people who are rich, like you talking about, there's so many tax loopholes where they're not paying taxes. With a flat tax, everybody's paying. Nobody gets around with a loophole anymore.
Yeah, but there's one problem to that, and it's been studied by several economists. But I'll try not to take too long in this conversation. They found out with a flat tax.
Yeah, we got to move on.
Yes, this will probably going to hurt working class and middle class people. But we'll have a different conversation next time. That.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Michael, for coming up. All right, let's see here. Who we got down here? Somebody I don't know. Hold on, y'all. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Michael. Michael, I'm gonna have to remove you from the stage so other people can get on. All right. So, Brother Omar.
How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, bro? So, actually, same question. Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no, and why?
Oh, no, sir. Not at all. The reason why.
All right, explain why.
There's many reasons why. She's bought and paid for by APEC and other policies and other companies. I just don't support that. I don't support the use of our tax dollars going overseas to other countries to help kill people, especially as an Army veteran. I don't support genocide and wars on innocent people that have nothing to do with that country at all. So, no, I don't support that.
Well, since you're an Army veteran, what do you think about what recently happened off of the coast of Alaska where you had Russian and Chinese fighter jets flying around?
I feel like, well, honestly, I don't know too much about what's going on with China and Russia. I mean, besides, the Ukraine war and about Putin putting some of his boats on the coast of Cuba. That's pretty much all that I know about that. So the whole thing happening with Alaska, I'm not too informed on it.
Okay. All right. So it's safe to say that you're not voting Vice President Kamala Harris?
No, sir. Not at all.
Are you voting at all?
No, I'm sitting at home. I'm voting for the couch.
The couch. All right. Couch 2024 has won the election with Brother Omar.
Hands
all
down.
right, brother. Well, I definitely appreciate you. And you take care of yourself. All right, brother. All right, Brother Omar said that he's choosing a couch. Let me see. I'm trying to see for people that I don't. Let me get the brother that was in here. Brother Derek.
Hey, what's going on, Phil?
Hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, because I know earlier I tried to get you on, but you dropped off. So
I came off so I could see back in the regular stream what was going on. But I'll be quiet. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You on now, brother. You on.
Okay, so no, I'm not supporting Vice President Harris.
Why is that?
A couple things. Number one, I am a member of a fraternity. And be not deceived, we are not all on the same page. That's number one. And number two, she insulted our ancestors by saying she's not going to do anything specific for Black people.
Hold on.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people? No.
All right, we got to play that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. She's not going to do anything specific for Black people. And I am a descendant of the enslaved in this country. And I am their representative. And I refuse to let my organization or her tell me what they're not going to do when we watch them give billions of dollars to Ukraine, billions of dollars to Israel, and every other illegal group that comes into this country, while we get laid off in masses. See, one thing they're not talking about either, you can't log into LinkedIn and not see somebody that's been laid off every day. Period.
Boy, tell them. Tell them. I know, because trust me. Oh, I know.
And so don't let the older members of the fraternity, there is a divide. Don't be deceived. Yeah,
okay, let's talk about that, brother. Because educate me. Like I tell people, I don't know everything. I like getting educated.
So
you said that there is a divide,
yes, sir,
with the
within
ages in the fraternity?
Yes, sir. So when you guys see these people that have came through at a university or what we call quote unquote probate shows at a university, they are your rank and file members. They're not the leadership of these organizations. The leadership of these organizations, if you pay attention to that Boule speech that Demetria K did on her channel, where Kamala Harris was at that, AKA function, most of those members up there are older. They are the mouthpieces of the fraternities and sororities. So the younger people, they're not going to give us as much. They're not going to give our voices that much credence. But understand, we're fighting. We're right here fighting with you guys. We should all apologize that, and keep in mind too, most of the founders of these fraternities and sororities are children and grandchildren of slaves.
Yeah.
So it is disrespectful we're the only group, the descendants of slaves in this country, that will allow a politician to say what they will not do for our people and for our lineage, and watch. And if it was any other group, they would continue to have her behind on national TV, period.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right, brother. I need you to stand on business then in those fraternities and let them know, hey, man, y'all giving us a bad name because
we are
out here on these streets.
We are. You guys can't see it, but we are doing it, and they will never let you know what's going on. But just know, all of the Boule people, they're not thinking from that. And no disrespect, she's not, just like the caller you had a little while ago. Their lineage is not in the U.S., so they don't care. It's okay for them to get the benefits, but it's not okay for us to receive the benefits, and we're done with that.
Right. Okay, my brother. Well, I'm glad you came back, brother. Glad
yes, sir.
You came back.
All right. Thank you.
All right, brother. Thank you. Naomi, could you show yourself on in the background? That way I know you're a real person. Okay, I see you. Okay, I'm going to add you. All right, Naomi, you on. Naomi, you got to unmute yourself.
Hi, hi, Mr. Phil. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I hope everything going good with you. All right. Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no, and why?
Absolutely not. And here's why. If she comes in as president, it's going to be worse. Fruit prices is already up. What are you going to think is going to happen? It's going to be even way worse than Biden. So what's the point of putting her back in there? And another thing I don't like about her is that she's not willing to give reparation to Black Americans. I mean, I'm Nigerian, but I do support reparation for Black people because they fought for this country. They also fought for people like us to come and enjoy the benefit. For the other viewer to say that it's not that she benefited, fine. You benefited from the backs of Black Americans. So therefore, Black Americans should have reparation. They should have any form of tax payment. You guys should have a hate crime bill. Because if we don't have a hate crime bill, it could also affect the Lady N as well. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, Naomi, I appreciate you, and shout out to Nigeria. Shout out to y'all. And if we get an anti-Black hate crime bill, then you would benefit at the same time.
Yeah, and like when she said it, like you may not be a foundational Black American, but you should at least support something because they helped us get here. They pressed the neck of Lyndon B. Johnson. If they did not press the neck of Lyndon B. Johnson, you will not be in the United States. So don't say you support Kamala Harris because you're an immigrant. But at the same time, you got to realize those Black adjacent, they don't even like African immigrants like us.
I feel you. Because you're right. Because the African immigrants was complaining in New York that everyone else outside of them was getting all this help, but the African immigrants wasn't getting crap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So there you go. Y'all better tell them. All right, Naomi, thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right, let's see here. Now, I never seen Cadillac come up, so I'll definitely go and ban Cadillac. Let's get brother Creed in here. Creed, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's happening, Phil?
Oh, it's all right. Same question. Do you support Vice President Kamala Harris for president? Yes or no, and why?
Absolutely not. For me, Kamala Harris has been a complete mockery as a politician. I just actually saw on TV not too long ago. I think maybe it's something that the Trump administration is doing, is saying something about speaking on the border and how she just completely, made it worse.
Okay.
And I've seen that it for me, I've seen like as far as that going back to that, as far as like the migrants go, I'm here in Detroit, Michigan. They coming in like they coming in Chicago, New York. It's a bad look, and it's messing us up here in Detroit.
Okay. Yeah, they are flooding your area because they shipping them from Chicago over there to Detroit, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right. So she's definitely on the immigration tip, not for helping Black Americans. Let me ask you about in Detroit. Are you seeing them getting put in hotels and shelters and places like that?
No,
Detroit?
they taking the home for a while there, Phil. A lot, here in Detroit, we had a lot of homes that were just burnt up and bombed out. The houses that can be saved, the immigrants are fixing up and living in. So where are they getting the money for that?
No, bro, look, let me tell you something. I looked at one of the real estate things, and they got homes in Detroit. They selling for $1,000.
Exactly. Yes, that's a land bank thing auction that they do every single year here. I got property myself doing that about 10 years ago. But see, like I said, and that was when it was cheap. But see, it's expensive now for $1,000 to bid. Where are they getting the money to do something like that? They're getting help from someone that we can't get.
Right.
And like I said, it's a complete mockery. She'll be Biden 2.0. Like I said, it'll be gas price. I remember, let's not forget, not too long ago, gas prices was $5 a gallon. Now it'll be 10.
Yeah.
Food, eggs was $6. It'll be $20. It's ridiculous, and it'll never end.
Brother, every time I went to the store today, brother, and I had to buy some food, and then I looked up at the thing. I'm like, I told the lady, I told the sister, I said, wow, it wasn't $100 this time. It was $83. Because it's, it don't make sense what the prices are now, man. I'm like, you can't afford this. I'm like, man, when I went to South Africa back in April, you can really afford food over there. Man, you could buy a gang of food and not spend not even $40. Man.
It's just like I said, it's a complete. And I don't like the fact that she's going around here. She can flip a card, wake up one morning. Oh, I want to be black. Oh, I want to be this. Oh, I want to be that. And I really didn't like what she did at the BET Awards with Taraji P. Henson. I don't know where they came up with that from. That was just that got under my skin.
Well, the best way to do it, to handle that situation, bro, is like you gonna handle it. Whether you choose the couch or choose Trump or whatever you're choosing. Hey,
I mean, like, for me, I'm not. I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna make a final decision till after the last final debate. Right now, I'm pushing towards Trump. I'm not, like you say, I'm not a Republican. I'm pro policy. I'm not pro party.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And Trump's policies, like I said, it's John. Let me ask you a question: Are you a business owner?
No, I actually work for the Postal Service.
You say the Postal Service?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming up and shout out to Detroit, man. I got to get out there.
Yeah, come check us out, Phil. We love you out here, man.
Man, I got to get out there, man. Most of the major cities like that I go, man, I get a lot of love out there. But I told my cousin we need to come up there because she's all big into renovating them houses. A lot of us here,
we've been watching you back when you was the Advice Show.
Okay, all right. Well, shoot, yeah, man. My cameraman, he's from Detroit. So I told him, I need to go up there. But man, he showed me something about Detroit that happened to y'all every year. What's them flies that come off the sea?
Oh, the fish flies.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the fish flies.
I said, what the hell?
The fish flies, and in a couple of weeks, when August hit, we begin the yellow jackets.
Oh, I got stung by one of them one time. Oh, that hurt. Man. But all right, my brother.
All right, catch you later, Phil.
Thanks, brother. Again. All right. Let's see. We said we got a lot down here. Let's see who we got. Let me see the brother. America's Only Hope. I guess that's your name. I can't hear you, brother. You need to unmute.
Yeah, Phil, how you been, man?
Man, I'm all right, brother. You say you moving around the street?
Yo, I'm about to go to a comedy show real quick with my old lady, man. But I'm so glad you picked me because I'm pulling up in the parking lot right now.
Okay. Well, shoot, she met you there? Or she in the car?
She's right here next to me. That's her. Say hi, babe.
Okay. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, date night. That sounds good. Glad y'all spending some quality time.
That's right. And I love her too.
That's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to love her.
So before you even ask me the question, I'm gonna go ahead and answer it. And in 4 ways and 2 on Sunday, I'm absolutely not supporting Kamala Harris. And I'm because it's my first time on your live stream, I'm gonna keep the swearing down to a minimum.
Yeah. Well, let's keep it down to a 0 if we can, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best, boss. I'm gonna do my best.
What about your lady? Does she support Kamala?
No, not anymore. I mean, she
never did.
She never did.
She
just
never
said
did.
she never did.
Hey, that's another black woman not supporting Kamala.
Yeah.
What's going on? I thought all the black women support Kamala.
I support who's right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And now getting to my point. First of all, the first and foremost thing, I love God. I believe in that there is a God. I love America. I respect our country and I respect its laws.
Right.
Kamala Harris is a lawless, unlawful, sinful, willfully sinful, America-hating, godless, faithless, baseless human being. And she wants to destroy this country. Everything about the Biden administration has essentially destroyed this country. If we have the misfortune of having 4 more years of her, 4 years of her in office, we won't have a country at the end of that 4 years. She's pseudoscience racist. If there is such a thing, she's a white supremacist in terms of she hates non-white people. She does. She's a part of the Biden administration. She's a DEI hire. She's completely incompetent. She's a member of a coaching staff. You know who Jorge Masvidal is, Phil?
No, I don't know who he is.
Okay, he's a UFC fighter, and he gave a brilliant analogy pertaining to Joe Biden and the Biden administration, and Kamala Harris is a member of that administration. We went from winning Super Bowls with Donald Trump as president. We won 3 straight Super Bowls. 3 years as a head coach, 3 straight Super Bowl wins. Then the C-19 infection happened, and somehow or another, the liberals found a way to force Donald Trump out of office and stole that election.
Yeah, I got you.
And for 47 years, for 47 years. Okay, let me get to why I don't support her.
Brother, hold on, I'm gonna slow you down, brother. I'm gonna have to let you go, brother. Let you get back to your date, but I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, I'll catch up with you next time around,
brother. All right, appreciate that, brother, coming on. And let me see here who I'm gonna get here. I gotta wrap this thing up. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna go to Brother Reggie.
Hey, Mr. Phil, how you doing, sir? I'm glad you, man. I was just looking like, man, I hope he picked me. And
yeah, man, yeah. I had to get Brother Reggie in. So, Brother Reggie, you gonna have to be the last one, brother, because I gotta wrap this up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. I live here in San Francisco, where Kamala Harris used to be district attorney.
Okay.
And I don't support her. I don't support the Democratic Party. I'm not a real fan of Trump either. But my thing is, if they're not going to give us reparations, they're not going to get my vote. And I'm encouraging every black person, man, look, regardless, we got to come together and try to make policies to make our lives better. And we also have to participate in making our own lives better. We can't be going out here with the dumb rap music, to killing each other. And just to get out of that, no, I don't support Kamala Harris and her policies. And another thing, because right now I work here in San Francisco. I work, I don't want to say my job, but I work here in San Francisco, and the people here are really suffering because in the 90s, when they cracked the crime bill and all that came up, they was arresting black people and sending them to prison for smoking crack. Now it's the Hondurans out here, and I don't mean, not trying to make them seem like the bad people or being racist, but they are here selling drugs to black people, standing on the corner, down the street from City Hall selling drugs all night long on the corner, and they don't go to jail for nothing. But they, like I tell people, in the 90s, they locked us up for smoking crack, put us in prison and all the stuff. And this was under the Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and all these other Democrat, policies. They was locking people up. So now I just feel like if we as a people can come together and choose someone who will make our lives better, and I appreciate people like you. I appreciate people like Yvette Cornell, for putting it down for us and standing up for us, because we can't speak for ourselves. We're just, to them, we're just peons. They just, like you say, they steal our votes. They run back to Washington, D.C., and they do their own thing. But man, I don't want to stay too long, and I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Let me ask you a question real quick, brother.
Yes, sir.
In California, Gavin Newsom just did an executive order to clear out all the homeless people, right?
Yes, sir.
What is your take on that?
Okay, my take is this. There's two sides to this coin, bro. Okay. One thing is, for the homeless black people that were disenfranchised during the crack administration and all that stuff, yeah, they're out there suffering homeless now because the price of housing is so high, and on the flip side of that, we have a lot of people, because of their social policies, saying, oh, come to San Francisco, you can get free housing and free this and free food stamps and welfare and all this and that. These other cities are sending people to San Francisco, and when they get here, they find out that a 1-bedroom studio is $3,500 a month, and they can't afford that.
Whoa, brother, hold on. A 1-bedroom studio is $3,500 a month?
Trust me, sir. You can get a studio for no cheaper than $2,000 here. I'm serious.
How do black people live in that state? I'm just curious.
Most of them, not most of them. See, I don't want to get too much into it. I don't want to get off track. A lot of the black homeowners and stuff like that, a lot of them, their family's been owning these homes for generations. But the rest mostly live in low-income housing.
Okay.
That's how they can afford it. The other ones who were priced out and ran out, they just living in campers. And it's just not, and here's the thing, and I want to say this to all American people, it's just not black people suffering under this administration. You got white people out there suffering just as bad. You got some Hispanic people out there suffering just as bad. You got a few Asian people out there suffering just as bad. But the policies of this Democratic Party has turned America into a laughingstock, a hellhole, crime. They breaking in cars, stealing rock. Man, up here in Vallejo, where I live at, they robbed the 99-year-old lady and her caretaker.
Are you serious?
Dude, I'm serious.
But we supposed to put Kamala Harris in office.
No, sir, we were not. I'm sorry. I don't want people to feel like I'm just coming down on her. And you can go online and look up a birth certificate. It don't say nothing about Black America. On my birth certificate, I was born in 1964, the same year she was born. And I'm not being disrespectful, but on my birth certificate, it says Negro. That's what it says. That's foundationally Black America. And it is funny that I say that because my grandmother is Native American. So, how did she get?
Yeah, my birth certificate say Black.
Yeah. Well, I was born in 64. Mine say Negro. So I'm just letting you know that I'm not being disrespectful, but that's what it says.
Yeah.
Once again, how people accept her as being Black, I don't understand it. Now, I know she's a lineage of Black people, you know what I'm saying? But through her Jamaican ancestry. But here's the thing. Bro, it's just kind of hard to explain. We shouldn't accept that as her. Like she said, she's not going to do nothing for Black people, and they're not, because we are suffering here in California under Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi, and Kamala Harris and Biden and all this and that. Man, we suffering out here. Some of us are doing good. We working. I used to be homeless, but I just got up off my behind and started doing something for myself. And this is for, our people. Man, look, you could do it if you get up off your butt and do something. You can't sit here and expect the government to do anything for us. We have to do for ourselves, man. And that's what I have to do. I own a home now, bro. I have a decent job. Thank God for that. And before,
brother, I'm proud of you for getting off the street and
oh yeah,
making something great of your life. Because some people don't come back from that. You know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, brother, I appreciate you coming up, man. And
man, right
thanks
on,
for
bro.
sharing.
I really appreciate that. All right, man. Have a good one,
brother.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let me get on to my other screen here. And it was good talking to everybody tonight, whether you support Kamala Harris or you don't. It was great. I like to hear that from y'all. So we're going to wrap up, Sound Off Friday. Tomorrow we'll be streaming as well, but we'll be streaming a little earlier. I don't know what the stream going to be about, so don't ask me. But we're going to stream a little earlier, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be streaming tomorrow. And, you can join us, for a Saturday stream. We just see how it goes and how many people show up. And, maybe we'll continue some Saturday streams just based on the response. So thank y'all for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.